this much gold. Look at all that. I don't know what it is. All right, MPG Beast just made it up to Cornucopia, and the whole parking lot is just quartz. Look at that. And dark, heavy rocks. This is Pine Creek coming out of Cornucopia Mountains. Look at these tailings. How'd they even get it that high? Well, the Cornucopia mine was a bust. I didn't have enough ground clearance to get around, and it was scorching hot. So now we're in Sumter. Here's the old dredge. This took out millions and millions of dollars. Pretty crazy. All right, if you guys know me, I'm like the anti-sunscreen guy, but it's almost 100 degrees. It's 2 p.m. We're at like almost a mile elevation. There's no clouds, high desert, no humidity to filtrate any of the UV rays. So I got on the super sunscreen, the UV protection Columbia jacket, long sleeve breathable shirt, hat, sunglasses. So let's go out there. Woo! Even though I'm high up on a ridge away from some water, there's some water-worn rocks. And we got some, I think, quartz that's been mineralized, some dark heavies, so it should be interesting. Looks like some old workings, so let's try out the axiom here. Look at this pile of all these heavies. Quartz, little quartz, piece of quartz connected to the host rock. It's actually freaking burning my hand, gosh dang. There's black on it. Really heavy too. All right, we got a old nail under just a bunch of wood overburden soil, stuff decomposing. Well, this target was screaming. I knew that it was not gonna be gold because of how loud it was, but pretty old and interesting. Geology's pretty interesting here. Look at this. Big shiny dark rock. More rounded rocks, nowhere near water. Even got some quartz. Okay, I got a really good sounding signal, I think. So let's dig it. Actually, let's see what its readout is since we got the surface layer away. Gold monster. It's iron. Multiple iron signals. Not even going to bother actually. So on the top surface, the gold monster just kind of wasn't really picking anything up, but the axiom was screaming for some reason. So I was like, well, that's no fluke. So I dug deeper. The target got even stronger with the axiom. Dug this hole maybe a foot and a half. And then found this. I don't know what it is. Let me know in the comments if you guys know what that is, but definitely pretty good. So at least that means that I'll be digging a nugget that deep if there's a nugget this big out there. All right, check this out. Heavies. detection. Load this up. All right, now look at this. So spazzy and hot rock. Axiom didn't even pick it up. Seems pretty good. Well, that's the first piece of lead for the whole day. Everything else at this spot's just been straight iron, so at least I dug it. That was actually the hardest target to dig because of all this vegetation, all these roots, even though the hole wasn't that deep. Knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone. This old man came rolling home. I don't even know where that came from. Found another part of the bone. Got a really old Copenhagen metal top. Well, I'm completely dehydrated, exhausted, super sweaty. I'm getting dizzy. It's down into the 90s now instead of 100. And I didn't find any gold, so I may sample down at the river below if I can find an open spot. But I had an interesting time looking around, seeing some old workings and detecting not much lead, but just a lot of iron. So that's obviously a lot different than constantly finding fishing weights or bullet casings. So I'm gonna find my first nugget in Oregon eventually. So I'm obviously detecting, and dude, my voice is so dry. I'm so dehydrated. I have not drank water since yesterday, and all I had for lunch was a Diet Dr. Pepper from Maverick, which was like, I don't know how many hours ago. I don't have a watch, but yeah. So we're gonna drive home to Portland. I got what, 5 to 7 hours back home. So maybe go to Southern Oregon and California soon. So at least for all of the effort, give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment if you got any advice for detecting around Eastern Oregon or even Southern Oregon, because it's just a lot different than detecting around Arizona, which is the only place I found a nugget. Technically also California, but that was near Redding. Yeah, subscribe and join me, and hopefully I'll find my first nugget in Oregon and you guys can be there, because I gotta find a nugget in my home state. Come on. All right, we just left the detecting area and it's almost 7 p.m. and it's down to 95. So some good material, looks like it's down there if I wanted to dig, but it's not deep enough. Can't get down there. Middle Fork John Day River looks pretty nice. Look at this guy. I didn't even know he was there. We're just on the wilderness adventure on the way home today, huh? I caught you. What are you doing? Gosh dang, quills are fast. So I just took a little sample pan at the North Fork of the John Day. Basalt is everywhere, so I didn't expect much gold. I'm still panning this. Again, this is a small amount of material. I mean, obviously no big gold, but I was not expecting this much gold. Look at all that. That's just flood gold from the top layer. Let me show you how small the pan is. This is literally the portable pocket pan. This is the North Fork, by the way, which people don't really talk about having gold. Everyone's all into the Middle Fork. I was not expecting that. I honestly didn't think that I was gonna find any gold today, because I've been prospecting the past 2 days. Haven't found any gold. Was getting kind of bummed. Literally roadside highway right here. It's like kind of a sandy beach. So I was like, well, where am I gonna dig? At least there's water access. And then I see these little pebbles. Here's like kind of a little pay streak. I guess when the water level gets really high, obviously it deposits behind these boulders. Water's flowing that way, so I just scraped that little hole. Came over here, kind of did the same thing, just saw some heavy rocks, little black pebbles mixed in. So this seems to be a good little pay streak. It'd be really nice to fill up a bucket and run a sluice. Holy moly. Stinks like dead fish here though, so I don't know what's going on, but yeah, North Fork, John Day. Look, it's just all basalt lava flow. There's no quartz or anything around, so I was actually expecting a pretty empty pan.